And we say good morning, North Central Washington. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Good morning, everybody out there who has decided to start their day the NCW Life way with this program, Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We are broadcasting live this morning from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee, Wednesday, 7th day of February 2018. I'm Dan Kuntz. I'll be hanging around for the next hour. He'll be hanging around for about the next half hour. He is News Director Steve Hare and Kat in control. Happy Wednesday.
You too, buddy.
Big day today.
It is a big day.
Big day today.
What is the big day?
I haven't got a clue. Just thought I'd throw that out.
You've been busy here the last few nights doing rehearsals with the royalty pageant coming up this weekend.
Yeah, we got the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant on Saturday night live right here on the NCW Live channel. We'll take to the air at 6:30. The pageant itself begins at 7. I've been attending. They've been doing rehearsals all this week.
So what's your impression so far?
I'm glad I'm not a
10
judge.
finalists.
I'm glad I'm not a judge. You know, they bring them from out of town. The judges don't know the gals. They bring them in. They fly them in. They pay them. They spend quite a bit of time with the contestants, especially on Saturday with the one-on-one interviews and the pageant itself. The judges are going to have a really hard time picking the top 3. This is a good group.
Great.
Really is. And they're taken to it. There's a lot of structure involved. It's a pageant. It's a show. There's dancing. There's singing. There's special effects. It's not your grandmother's pageant.
Well, let's talk about tickets. Are there any tickets left?
I'm told, now this is, I can't confirm exactly who told me this because quite frankly I was tired, but I think the entire main auditorium area is sold out.
Okay.
The main areas.
Normally they have some balcony seats available.
Yeah, they'll have balcony seats available. So just log on to appleblossom.org or just give them a call and find out. But I'm told that the main level of the Wenatchee Auditorium is almost all but sold out.
Well, you can be there virtually through the eyes of NCW Life channels. So
we're looking forward to that. We've still got a lot of prep work to do. It's amazing when you have to put all of this stuff together, running wires and where the cameras go and how does the sound work and everything like that. This is the third time that we've done the pageant on the NCW Life channel. And I think we got it down. We're working with really good people. The folks at the Wenatchee School District helped us out a great deal yesterday. We had to run a bunch of cables and of course the Apple Blossom folks just fall over backwards for us and vice versa. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be an exciting night. And it always is. And that reminds me, 2 things. Number 1, more interviews today. A couple weeks ago, Eric Granstrom sat down with the top 10 candidates, and today you get to meet Jessica Murray and Ariana Villaforte. Those will be our 2 interviews in the back half of the hour.
Great.
And on Valentine's Day, Wednesday the 14th, 1 week from today, the 2018 Royal Court will be my guests on this show. The new queen and the 2 princesses will be here on Wednesday the 14th. I'm looking forward to that. So best behavior.
It's hard to believe that the festival's right around the corner when you think about it. Yeah. Feels like festival weather, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it's been unseasonably warm. For the record, Steve predicted at the very end of the show yesterday that we would get to 60 degrees Tuesday. We didn't. We got to 49, but it was still nice.
Yeah,
it was cooler than normal in the morning hours, and then we had some high clouds that kind of blocked the sun a little bit. But we're right back to the mid-50s again today. Forecast details are coming up. We also have your pass report. Eastmont girls, nice victory over Davis last night. We got highlights. The Eastmont boys gave a very good Davis team all they could handle before they fell to the Pirates. We got highlights of that. The girls game, by the way, just finished about a half an hour ago. Took forever to play that game. So we got sports, we got the obscure holiday, we got birthdays, we got today in history, and everyone is entitled to Mike McNaughty's opinion. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go around the valley. We got some great views again today.
We got some great images
great
for
stuff.
today.
Now, we play the guessing game, Steve, because we don't know what the cameras are. So, Steve, what are we looking at?
We're looking down from the Wenatchee Heights.
Thank you.
Coscam.
More sky than valley proper, as you can see here on a beautiful morning. What was the?
What a mirror image there do you have on the river, huh? Just very, very placid.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I'm not going anywhere.
Colors are beautiful, though.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And as Steve mentioned, it feels springish, and we still got a lot of winter to get through. So good morning, Wenatchee Valley proper. And now we find out together what Kat has decided. She has decided that the Manson water tower would be next. So we're looking down lake, I believe, Steve?
Towards Chelan.
Yep, looking down lake towards Chelan. Beautiful area up there. You can see Bear Mountain. You can see the Butte. Gorgeous place up there at Chelan. Boy, the winery, I love going up to Chelan for the wineries. I really do.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And it's good wine. It's top quality stuff.
It's. I think it's going to become its own appellation here pretty soon.
I think you're probably right, and I don't think Chelan has any problems with that.
Not at all.
Camera 3 is that's Chelan again, I think. That's Bear Mountain.
That's looking from the opposite side of the
pretty much, almost the opposite side. of the Manson Water Tower. Again, looking down, that's the
Wapato Point.
Wapato Spit there. That's sticking out on the lake on a beautiful morning up there in Chelan. Did you know this? We are the #1 rated morning local television show in the Chelan market. We
Now
just
that's
got word.
amazing.
Yeah.
To
just-
think, because the competition is so tough.
Yeah, I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
But yet we are the top of the heap up there in Chelan. Camera 4, where are we going? Let's find out.
We're going to the mountains.
That is a shaky shot of
The Upper
Steins.
Valley.
That's Steins, yep. And you can see, I mean, even in that area where they have a lot more snow, it's still melting away. It's going away rather rapidly.
It's like we're getting a little breezy
It does.
conditions up there on the hill.
That is just an incredible view.
Yeah.
How would you like to be in the department of having to go up and put up these Sky-Fi towers all over North Central Washington? I bet you those guys love their work.
Now that's the Wenatchee River down there at the bottom of the screen.
Yep.
You can see a vehicle passing over the bridge there. Yeah, a beautiful shot.
Beautiful shot. Beautiful area we live in. Just don't tell anybody so they don't move here. All right. 6 minutes after the hour, let's do your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. It's not a beautiful day, just a beautiful day today. 55.
Wow.
The forecast high. There's a little system, Steve, that's going to kind of work its way. It's not packing a big punch. It's going to take its sweet time. It's going to come in tonight. It's going to cloud us up a little bit, 39 for the overnight low. Again, as you see, sunshine at 55 today. The big story tomorrow, a little wind, not much. West wind on Thursday, 13 to 23 miles an hour. It could see gusts around 30
Okay.
at times. Most of that in the afternoon hours. Again, it's a system that's not packing a great deal of punch, but it's going to give us a lot of sunshine Thursday and a high of 57. Then we get cooler, but we're still above normal on these temperatures.
57 and breezy. I would imagine that's going to really deplete that snowpack, though.
It's going to continue to go, yep, continue to melt. Normal high about this time of the year, about 39, 38, 39. The normal overnight low, about 27. So again, above normal temperatures. So we cool down a little bit, but still lots of sunshine. No complaints at all. Look at the weekend.
Boy, oh
Look
boy.
at Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Doesn't it look gorgeous?
Wow, get outdoors and enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't already, I mean, I thought last weekend was perfect. This weekend, going to be cooler, but nothing wrong with the sunshine. I'll take
no,
that.
not at all.
So Mother Nature says, we're going to give you a bunch of really nice days. This winter has been the exact opposite of last winter.
You got to be careful, though, about editorializing on the weather in this ag area, you know,
Okay,
because
I
you're
don't
always
care.
stepping on somebody's toes, you know.
So, yeah, no, I don't, with all due apologies to our friends in agriculture, because we love you guys. If you, I don't care if you grow cherries or pears or you grow wheat,
wheat, yeah.
or whatever the case may be, keep up the good work. I like it sunny and warm. There you go. Because we earn our spring, summer, and fall.
Absolutely, we
You know,
do.
we
We'd love
earn
to
it.
see a little more snow up in the mountains for irrigation purposes and power
They're doing okay.
generation.
Snowpack's over 100%, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but that was as of the first reading last week.
Okay.
So it's changed considerably since then. So we'll see.
We'll see. Let's do your pass report. Speaking of the mountains, let's go up to the Cascades. This is a live shot of I-90 Snoqualmie Pass, named after I don't know who.
Phil Snoqualmie, I think.
Yeah, Phil Snoqualmie, the third baseman for the St. Louis Browns. No advisories, no restrictions. Roadway is bare and wet. It is rainy. There is no standing water. It is just fine. On I-90 Snoqualmie Pass, you should be able to make it over with no issues at all. In fact, they're all fine. Stevens Pass, let's take a look at Stevens. No advisories, no restrictions. It is raining on Stevens Pass. Roadway is bare and wet, and you're going to have no problems as far as the roadways are concerned there. And the same deal with Blewett. Is that your bus, Steve?
A tour bus, yeah.
That's your tour bus.
There,
Yeah,
they
parked
left
over there on
without
the
me
side.
this morning.
No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is bare and wet with some frost and ice in places.
That's
We
why
have-
they're pulled off the side of the
Yes,
road. Hey,
yeah,
where's
there's-
Steve? You know,
There's a couple of years ago, I don't know if you remember this story or not. A few years ago, you and I were on the air on KPQ when we were going through these cameras. And a truck driver was listening to us on the radio. And he pulled over where that bus was. And he goes out to where the camera is and he was waving to us. You remember that?
Yeah, I
And
do.
we put him on the air. It was pretty funny. Forecast for the mountain passes today, nothing. No snow really, just some light rain. Next chance of measurable snow is Thursday. They're going to get 2 to 4 inches of snow on Thursday as that system that comes in that we talked about. Not very much, just 2 to 4 inches. And that's it. Outside of Thursday, spilling into Thursday night, no snow from Wednesday all the way till Tuesday of next week. So they're going to go through a long period of fairly dry weather. Whatever precipitation they get is going to be snow on Thursday, and outside of that, a little bit of rain here and a little bit of rain there.
Ooh, I hate to say the word drought, but you know what? I don't like the way things are shaping up here.
Well, don't say the word drought.
Okay, I won't.
There you go. Except when you're talking about pouring me a big cold one. It is 10 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 7th day of February 2018. And we're live here this morning from Studio 9 in downtown Wenatchee. Got a lot of news. Steve and the crew was very busy yesterday, gathering and disseminating and writing the news. And the news with Steve Hare is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Hi, I'm Eric Grandstrom, inviting you to join us for the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Live channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Also on our website at ncwlife.com and on our Facebook page. Coverage brought to you by the Antique Mall of Kashmir. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. It's the Kashmir Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Live channel Saturday, February 10th at 6:30.
And now it's time for your local news update with Steve Hare.
Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for this Wednesday. It's February 7th. I'm Steve Hare. Here's what's happening around north central Washington. The Grant County Sheriff's Office reports the arrest of Moses Lake shooting suspect Matthew Lowe. He was found Tuesday afternoon at a home in Cheney, arrested by U.S. Marshals. Lowe will be taken to the Grant County Jail and afraid to face charges in connection to a February 4th shooting between him and Patrick Pearson just north of Moses Lake. Pearson is also in custody at the Grant County Jail following his arrest earlier this week. Now, the two men are suspected of shooting at each other from their moving vehicles in the Moses Lake area last Sunday. It was believed Lowe had been injured in that shootout, but he did not have any injuries when he was arrested yesterday. Also, 12th District Senator Brad Hawkins accompanied Governor Jay Inslee yesterday here in Wenatchee, where the two visited with school and public power officials. During his tour, the governor met with commissioners with the Chelan County PUD, where they discussed clean energy and heard more about some of the other innovations, such as electric vehicles, charging stations, and smart metering. Also, here he is in this image with Commissioners Gary Arsenault and Dennis Bowles. Meanwhile, the governor also visited a classroom at Grant Elementary School in East Wenatchee, where he spoke to a group of students there in the Eastmont School District. Inslee ended his tour with a visit to Wenatchee Valley College, where he talked with officials about their sustainable practices and possible clean energy investments, as well as future workforce training. That was his visit to Wenatchee yesterday. Also, today, the early forecast looks promising for Columbia River flows upstream from Rocky Reach and Rock Island dams. Chelan County PUD commissioners were briefed Monday on the latest mountain snowpack measurements. So far this winter, forecast flow for January through July of 2018, the first part of the irrigation season, 110% of average. Forecast runoff into Lake Chelan for April through July is measured at 104% of average. Of course, that's those measurements were taken before this recent heat spell, you might say, so those numbers could change considerably by the time we get to March 1st and the next snow-tell measurements. What will the new year bring for Chelan County marijuana growers? New zoning regulations are now in place that require growers to obtain conditional use permits in addition to the state permits they need. Chelan County commissioners tell NCW Live News that applications are starting to trickle in.
As I understand, there are a couple that have had applications in for conditional use. What we did with the regulations was allow them until the 1st of March to amortize out their investments that they have if they were legally licensed and producing prior to the moratorium that we put in place. That's a fairly small number compared to the number of marijuana growers that did receive their licenses. We still have an ongoing issue with the state as far as how they handle that, and there's was a lawsuit that didn't agree with the state attorney's opinion of how that should be done, and we're looking forward to seeing how that affects things. But the next kind of timeline will be the 1st of March And at that time, then only those with an operating CUP will be allowed to grow marijuana. And so there'll be a number of enforcement actions will have to take place, and exactly what method that will be done, that will be determined at that time. But the 1st of March is the date that we're looking at.
Keith, did you want to add anything to that?
I would just say that as of the 1st of March, we actually will have regulations in place, and that is the difference. I mean, we've been, there's been a lot of push and a lot of enforcement actions, but now we do have some clearly defined regulations that people can look at and say, am I in the proper zoning? Do I have the proper equipment to mitigate for smell and the other issues that we've addressed? So it does bring more certainty to the growing operation.
Meanwhile, the group Central Washington Growers, which represents marijuana farms here in the Chelan County area, has challenged those rules in court, claiming that they're onerous and unfair. Yesterday, Lake Chelan School District hosted its 2018 Spelling Bee. 10 students from 4th through 8th grade faced off in a single elimination tournament. Jay Seebeck was covering the event. He has more from Chelan High School.
So I'm out here at Chelan High School, here to cover the 2018 Chelan School District Spelling Bee. The contest is between 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and even 8th graders. The kids that are involved have all been practicing and trying to get their way, and then it has been narrowed down to 10 finalists that will now be competing in the event.
The word is grandiose. 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 That is correct. The word is barrette. 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 I'm sorry, that is incorrect.
By the end of the 6th round, 3 of the 5 top contestants were eliminated, leaving Cray Silva and Charlie Morgan. Here is their championship head-to-head.
The word is propaganda. 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 I'm sorry, that is incorrect. The word is conundrum.
Conundrum. Conundrum. Conundrum.
That is correct. The word is piteously.
Piteously. Piteously. Piteously.
That is correct.
Well, I would have been eliminated with that silent E at the end of grandiose, as well as that AE mix-up and marmalade. So congratulations to our winners and finalists. They'll be moving on to Eastmont here in March to go into the regional tournament, and that's going to be featuring kids all across Washington State. Whoever wins that then has a chance to go to Washington, D.C. Here in Chelan at the Chelan High School, I'm Jay Seebeck with NCW Life News.
And again, congratulations go out to champion Cray Silva, runner-up Charlie Morgan. Look to see them competing at the regional spelling bee at Eastmont High School coming up in March. Jay would also like to remind you all at home to stay tuned to NCW Life magazine in the coming weeks to see the complete spelling bee competition. Well, it's the first location in north central Washington for the popular fast food chain, which sports more than 1,900 locations in all 50 states and 6 countries. We're talking about Panda Express, which opened its doors over the weekend here in Wenatchee. The restaurant's many and in suburban malls and airports offer a point-and-serve buffet of Chinese chicken, beef, shrimp, and vegetables. At around 1,450 square feet, the Wenatchee location is one of the company's smaller restaurants, but with its paved walkways and outdoor seating, the total footprint measures closer to 2,200 square feet. Restaurant will also have a drive-through window, roughly 27 parking spaces, according to our intrepid reporter, Grant Olson. Panda Express is company-owned and built, according to Easy's Burger Deluxe owner, Pete Izzetta, who sold Panda the property there. The company has been interested in Wenatchee apparently for years, but struggled to find exactly the right location. New Panda Express in Wenatchee opens 7 days a week from 10:30 to 10:30. Also, time to take a step back, Dan, in history for this vintage photograph shared with us by Sean Ballard. It was shot back in 1909. It's looking east toward what was then East Wenatchee as the irrigation pipeline was being extended over the historic pedestrian pipeline bridge. I thought you might be interested in looking at that. But yeah, that was before development, huh, Dan?
Yeah, I would have to say so. I'm going, I wonder if that little house there is still around.
The one on the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think
know.
so.
But I thought that was kind of neat.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. In fact, if you have any vintage photographs of old Wenatchee you'd like to share with us, please send them to us on our Facebook page. You can do it that way, or email them to us at NCWLife the address is news@ncwlife.com. Also, we close our newscast this morning with a look to the future and yesterday's dramatic launch of the SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket.
3, 2, 1, ignition.
Boosters, beacon. Center, we're southing up. S1 keeps going. Side boosters landing legs have started. Side boosters landing legs have deployed.
And the Falcons have landed.
LZ1, LZ2, both side boosters have touchdown. Landing authorities move on to 11.
Absolutely fascinating. Who is it? Elon Musk, SpaceX, and that is the most powerful rocket ever developed. 27 engines, and they all returned safely to Earth. I think 2 of the 3 did. There was another one that was supposed to land on an offshore platform, but they don't know what happened to that one at this point. But again, successful launch of the Falcon Heavy rocket, and that is the rocket that is supposed to take us to Mars.
To Mars. That's a long trip.
Yeah.
I hope the luggage makes it. I was watching an interview with Mr. Musk this morning on television, or as we like to say in the business, TV, and he said it was about a 50-50 chance of that not working.
Right.
Yeah, that was right at that 50-50.
That's right. He was there for the launch and was kind of worried about, well, he says, regardless, it would have been a great show.
If you get the opportunity to fly to Mars, you gonna do it, Steve? Or
only if I can take a Tesla Roadster with me. That was the payload, folks, on that rocket. Was a Tesla Roadster with a dummy astronaut sitting behind the wheel. So I don't know. Adding to the congestion with the satellites, now we have a Tesla Roadster that's
circling around.
Circling around the Earth, yeah. Go figure. No, I thought that was kind of neat.
That is kind of neat.
Yeah.
The news with Grant Olson comes your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Are we rolling out the new news set today? Is this the big day?
So, yeah.
Okay, so history perhaps will be made at 5 o'clock this afternoon. We've been, the golden boy himself, M. Tucker Wagner, Esquire, the King of Kashmir, has been working on this new news set for, I don't know, 6-7 years now.
Yeah.
And we think we're ready to roll it out.
I saw it yesterday. Very impressive.
Yeah. So, and of course, Grant's a pretty handsome guy, so you combine those 2 things, and you might have a newscast. You might want to check it out.
That's right.
It's at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock, Monday through Friday.
And there's any number of ways you can contact us if you have news tips or if you see breaking news happening. Call us immediately on our hotline at 888-NCWL. You can also contact us on Facebook and Twitter. And better yet, just email us at news@ncwlife.com. And you can always contact us on our website as well at ncwlife.com.
Some of the most compelling stories we brought to you over the last few months were viewer submitted.
Absolutely.
So we'd like to cover all the bases. This is as much your station as it is ours. All right, 24 minutes after the argument. What? One more thing.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
We're spelling bee. How do you spell lapis lazuli?
We
were talking about the color of the sky this morning, folks.
And I learned something new today. You were always, and you always, as long as you and I have worked and known each other, you're always my go-to guy in spelling. Steve, how do I spell this?
That's dangerous, isn't it, Kat?
No, you're actually you're a good speller.
Except when it comes to names, then I kind of fail. But so bear with me, folks.
For a guy who reads as much as I read, I am amazed about how bad a speller I am. I'm terrible.
My 6th grade spelling bee, I won it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
What did you win? Do you remember?
I think
is it a trip to Mars?
It was an oversized Sugar Daddy, I think. Something like that. I forget what it was.
25 minutes after the hour. Sports is coming up, the obscure holiday of the day. We have birthdays, we have Today in History. Everyone is entitled to Mike Mignotti's opinion, and Eric Granstrom's interviews with 2 more Apple Blossom Top 10 candidates, Jessica Murray and Ariana Villaforte. You'll get to meet them in the second half of the program. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.
I'm Eric Granstrom with NCW Life Sports.
I'm NCW Life News Director Steve Hare.
Catch us on Local Tel Channel 12.
You can watch us on Charter Channel 19 or stream us live on ncwlife.com.
Follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook.
Where we cover the local high schools, the Wenatchee Wild, and the pro teams out of Seattle.
On Saturday, we have a 90% chance of rain.
Catch it all right here on the NCW Life channel.
My name's Robert Duff. Current and previous occupation is architect, engineer, and a lawyer. Grew up here in Washington, born in Moses Lake. When I first came to CVCH, was looking for a place to get some dental work done. I was really impressed with the people at the counter. I mean, they were just on top of it. It only took her like 15 minutes to do their job. I didn't feel anything. The technology is so great, you don't even realize you're at the dentist. These people are so professional. I would have any one of these people in my home for dinner. These people are family.
Just about 27 minutes after the hour on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, 7th day of February. I am Dan Coos. 40 degrees, mostly clear skies, quite a bit of sunshine today, highs in the mid-50s. Sports, senior night at Eastmont High School last night. The Wildcats hosted the Davis Pirates in Big 9 basketball action. Hopefully you had a chance to watch both games right here on the NCW Life channel with their very own Eric Granstrom and Grant Olson calling the action. In the opener, Eastmont survived a bruise fest, the girls' game. Took forever. 49 fouls were called, 50 free throws attempted. Yeah, there were a few field goals as well. So let's go to the highlights. Senior Emma Simpson gets the honors. She got things going for the Wildcats.
Rebound underneath by DeFore, and out to Simpson for a 3. Good. Offense now. Maddie Chandler has it on the wing inside to DeFore. Beautiful pass to Simpson across with the shot. It's good. DeFore, and now a turn and a shot from outside by Caitlin Cox. It's good from downtown. Kick outside as Davis in that zone continuing. Here's Simpson for 3. Well, Eastmont's saying, okay, you're going to sag inside, make a shoot from the outside. We'll take it. Pass inside for Peasley. Peasley to DeFore. Shot on the way. Good over the top of Berman. I like it when she doesn't bring it down. Just keep it up and keep it high. 3:19 to go here in the third. Into Cox. Three-pointer. Good.
Big bucket right there by Caitlin Cox.
10 points by the junior on senior night. Trying to send these seniors off with a win for one more game of the regular season on Friday. Here in the fourth. 40-31. Eastmont on top. Turnaround shot of the paint. Good by Emily DeFore. 8 was 7. I think Davis finally waves the white flag. And on senior night, the Eastmont Lady Cats win at home and knock off the Davis Pirates by a final of 50-38.
Simpson finished with 13 points to lead Eastmont. Caitlin Cox, Emily DeFore each had 10. Eastmont wraps up a home court play-in game next Tuesday against either West Valley or Wenatchee. The time to be determined. Speaking of the Panthers, Wenatchee fell to the #1 ranked Moses Lake Chiefs last night, 71-32. Cammie Worley and Ashley Turner each had 8 for the Panthers. Now we turn to the boys. Boys basketball last night. Eastmont knew it would be a tough task. The Davis Pirates are one of the best teams in the state. They were in town last night, but you got to give the Wildcats some credit. They hung with Davis all the way through the game. Scrappy ball. Anthony Lasan leading the way on senior night. Here are your highlights.
Out to Lasan. Zone defense as well early on here for Davis. Lasan free throw line just inside. Jumper good. Throws it away. Kind of missed him on stride there. And then right back to Esparza, who can't get the turnover layup. Gets his own rebound. Back up and in.
Eastmont just hustle play, creating their own second chance opportunities and a foul and one. How about that?
Delvio decides to drive and then runs into Kelly. Changed his mind. Lasan for 3.
Well, we talked about the weather outside, Grant. It's been beautiful, warm weather, and Lasan trying to heat it up inside.
Calvillo taking his time here. Now near side. Lasan isn't, though. He puts the shot up for 3. Good.
Why not?
And he's in double figures with 10.
Senior night, baby.
He wanted to go to the basket, cut off by Evans Kimball. Lason's going to take the shot, though. Top of the key, good.
With a hand in his face, Delgado with good defense right there on him, but Lason feeling it tonight.
For 10 in the ball game. Now it's West with it for Eastmont to Lason. Baseline, good for 3.
Folks, you very well could be seeing the next state 4A champions right here on the floor for Davis.
Lason, another 3, his 5th of the night. 4 seconds, 3. Lason has it. Can anybody get open for a shot? Lason puts it up, good at the buzzer. 4 seconds, 3. He's going to put up a long jumper. No good. Look at Wellborn. No good. He flew in there, but it's no good, and that it does it for the ball game. Our final score: Davis 75, Eastmont 64.
For Anthony Lason, he finished with 22 points to lead the Eastmont Wildcats, but too much calling Kelly. For the Pirates, he led 4 players in double digits. He had 29 points, 12 rebounds. What's next for Eastmont? They're on the road. It'll be a play-in game next Tuesday, possibly at Wenatchee. As we turn to the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard, there you see the Eastmont final. Wenatchee, by the way, although tied at halftime, ended up losing on the road to Moses Lake last night. The final was 62-46, and that is sports. At 31 minutes after the hour, we transition to the obscure holiday of the day. Today, there are any number of websites that I have bookmarked that I referenced to find the obscure holiday. There was just one to pick today for February 7th, but it's a pretty good one. It's Wave All Your Fingers at Your Neighbor Day today. Perfect opportunity to greet your neighbor with a big wave. It's always good to be a good neighbor. Even if you don't like your neighbors, you at least have to have some sort of communication, because one of these days your neighbor may be coming to your aid. So wave your hand, wave with all of your fingers. It should put a smile on your face. Get to know your neighbor, wave to them. In fact, not just your neighbors, greet everybody with a big wave and a smile too. Can't go wrong with that. Today is always Wave All Your Fingers at Your Neighbor Day. It is always celebrated on February 7th. We don't know why. Today in history is next on the agenda. It was February 7th, 1935. 83 years ago today, you could go to the store and buy that. The classic board game Monopoly was first sold by Parker Brothers. Hasbro owns it now. I don't even think Parker Brothers is even around anymore. The classic board game Monopoly, which I think everybody has played at one time or another, was first sold by Parker Brothers. It is no longer the best-selling board game of all time. That has been surpassed, I believe, by Scrabble, which I'm really bad at because, as I mentioned before, I can't spell, but I'm a pretty good Monopoly player. And in case you're curious, I'm always the top hat. Monopoly. You can pick it up in stores. It was on this date of 1964, 54 years ago today. Pan Am Flight 101 arrives at JFK International Airport, bringing with it the Beatles. The Beatles' invasion of America began on this date. In 1964, the Beatles said, we're not going to America until we're the #1 act in America. And the #1 song in America was I Want to Hold Your Hand, so they made the trip. They toured all over New York. They, of course, played the Ed Sullivan Show. They played concerts in Washington, D.C. and in New York City, eventually down to Miami. They spent a couple of weeks in America and flew back to England as conquering heroes. The British invasion, the Beatles invasion, began on this date in '64. And it was 148 years too late, but Mississippi finally got around to it. It was on this date in 2013. 2013, just 5 years ago, that the state of Mississippi certified the 13th Amendment. They became the last state to approve the abolition of slavery. It was apparently some sort of a paperwork snafu, and somebody discovered 5 years ago, you know, we've never ratified the 13th Amendment. We probably should. So 148 years after the 13th Amendment went into effect, Mississippi got around to doing their part, the 50th and final state to get that taken care of. 34 minutes after the hour. We're heading to the library for birthdays today. All 3 birthdays. Great authors, great literary geniuses. And we begin with Charles Dickens, maybe the biggest one of them all. If it wasn't for William Shakespeare, he'd probably be the best known English writer of all time. He was born in this state in 1812. All of his books hold up over time. That's maybe the most remarkable thing about Charles Dickens. The Pickwick Papers, A Christmas Carol, David Copperfield, A Tale of Two Cities, Oliver Twist, Great Expectations. The great English novelist and critic Charles Dickens was born on this date in 1812. All of his books are good. Laura Ingalls Wilder, the American author who, of course, is best known for her series of books, Little House on the Prairie, which was essential children's books readings. She had published, I think, 9 or 10 books between 1932 and 1943. Laura Ingalls Wilder lived to the ripe old age of 90. The creator of the Little House on the Prairie series, born in the state in 1867. And Sinclair Lewis was born in this state in 1885, the first American to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. And he did it on merit. I did not know a lot about Sinclair Lewis till about 20 years ago, and then just for the heck of it, I checked out Main Street at the library and just fell in love with his work. Main Street and Babbitt, Aerosmith, Mantrap, Elmer Gantry, Dodsworth, the great Sinclair Lewis, an American novelist and maybe one of the best this country has ever produced. Today is his birthday, 36 minutes after the hour. Everyone is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion coming up here in just a couple of minutes, and then our continuing series of the Apple Blossom Festival Top 10 Royal Court candidates. You're going to hear from Jessica Murray and Ariana Villaforte when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing Honey Blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
So, how you guys doing?
My job starts in Portland in a month.
Can we find a buyer that fast? I think we're good. Our CBX app tells us who the best potential buyers are. We can pinpoint where the hottest prospects are located, right on this map.
2 cities over.
It even lets us set the most accurate price. Wow, it really does all that. It really does all that.
Will help us pack?
We're working on that.
Hi, I'm Blair from Works, your workout prescription. Have you ever started an exercise program and then struggled to keep it going? So what if I told you that with this MyZone device, I could increase your chances of self-motivated exercise adherence by over 200%. Combine that with an exercise prescription specifically for your level of readiness, we'll increase it even more, and that's our new member success system. It's $99, it's exclusively at Works, it includes your MyZone belt. Works, yourworkoutrx.com.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life channel the Concerts in the Garden Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Garden Summer Series, only on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Dr. Ron Singleton. See how Ideal Protein can help you.
I started Ideal Protein about 10 months ago. I'm down 123 pounds and a little over 50 inches.
Using Ideal Protein, I've lost 37 pounds in just 10 weeks.
I lost over 52 pounds in 4.5 months on Ideal Protein. This has been a wonderful journey. The food is great and it's a very easy program to follow.
This medically designed program has repeatable, safe, and effective results. Call us today to schedule your weight loss consultation.
Hi, Brent Crowder here at Town Nissan. We've got exciting news for you. The all-new 2018 all-electric Leaf with 50% more range, lower price, and a car you don't have to wait for 3 years to get. This is the electric car you've all been waiting for. Come down and check one out at Town Nissan behind Costco.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, you ever think about this? You know, you have a wife or a girlfriend, and sometimes you don't treat her very nice. You figure, hey, this is my private life. It's nobody's business if I'm a jerk now and then. Besides, you think the wife, the girlfriend, they're sometimes less than pleasant themselves, so it's her fault if you end up getting mad at her and if you call her names, something like that, right? Well, let me tell you something. There's a good chance that someone's therapist knows all about you. I mean, you never know. If you ask any mental health professional, they'll be able to tell you that they have a client or two whose significant other has no idea that they've sought therapy. And I tell you, that's something maybe you should think about. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
We know crunch.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. Head to Chelan for red wine and chocolate February 10 and 11. This weekend will be filled with romance, limousine rides, wine tasting, and chocolate. February 10 is Wenatchee Valley Symphony Orchestra's Sweetheart Musical Soiree at the museum. This evening includes wine, appetizers, and desserts in a lovely decorated setting. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on fresh. Here's the deal. If it comes from a freezer, not fresh. Box, not fresh. Bag, not fresh. Fresh means just chopped vegetables. Cheese grated by us daily. Fresh means we don't even have ovens, because you have an oven. So you can feel good about feeding it to your home bake our most popular pizza, a large cowboy, topped with pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms, and olives. Just $12. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
Thanks for watching the NCW Life channel. I'm Eric Grandstrom as we get to know our top 10 candidates here. And now we introduce you to another of the top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival. Jessica Murray joins us. Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
The daughter of Bill and Jody. Before we get into all these questions I have here, just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, there's not much really to me. I love being involved in school and hanging out with my pets, and I've had a lot of fun in Apple Blossom so far.
How many pets do you have?
Just two. I have a dog and a cat.
Okay, and their names are?
Kona and Kitty.
Oh, Kona and Kitty.
Yes.
Okay, all right, gotcha. What is Kona?
He's an English cream golden retriever, so he's a white golden retriever.
Okay.
He's about 100 pounds.
And he needs a lot of exercise.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how long you've been planning to do this, to run for Apple Blossom Royalty. When you had the conversation with Mom and Dad about doing this, how did that conversation go? What was said and what was their reaction?
I think it's kind of always been expected of me to run for Apple Blossom because I've had family members in it in the past. So my grandma and aunt have always been really passionate about me doing it and have always asked me like, what color dress am I going to wear and what am I going to write my speech about for like years. So I've kind of always anticipated running for it.
Wow, that's something to have that anticipation by your family members. But is it something you really, truly wanted to do as well?
Yeah, I've also had friends who have been in it and they've just loved it so much. And I think it's a great learning opportunity. Like just going through the process of being in top 10, I've already learned so much and like grown stronger as a speaker. And I think it's fun.
Good, and this is all part of it right here.
Yeah.
You're involved with the Math is Cool program.
Mm-hmm.
So what is cool about math to you?
Seeing 8th graders do it better than me, probably. It's fun at the competitions when I read off the questions. I like see them work through problems and I'm like, I can't even do that and I'm in AP Stats. So it's entertaining for me.
Okay. You say in your bio that you like to hike.
Mm-hmm.
So where and what's your favorite hike?
I've gone on longer hikes like Lake Kolchak up in Leavenworth, and that was really fun for me. But I do like going up Saddle Rock a lot. I think the view is really pretty at the top, and it's not too steep for me because, I don't know, I'm not big on exercising.
What does that do for you? Is it a mind-clearing thing? Is it just something for fun? What?
I think it's something fun to do with friends. Like, it's a good way to catch up, but also be doing something productive rather than just laying on the couch and talking. But
mathematics, business, what do you want to do with that in school or out of school when you graduate?
I'm not really sure. I've just always had a passion for doing math, so I can't really imagine going to school and not like doing math problems, if that makes sense. And then I've been involved in a lot of leadership roles in my school, so I think it'd be fun to go into management or something, but I really have no idea what I want to do. I just think I'll try it out and see kind of where it takes me.
All right. How old were you when you decided that, hey, I'm pretty good at this whole math thing? Numbers make sense to me.
Probably in elementary school when I was in math enrichment classes, and then I just kind of kept moving up from there.
Okay. Do you have mathematicians in your family too, or people that are good with math?
I don't think so. My older brother is pretty good at it. Well, one of them is at least. The other one, not so much.
You know which one to go to help for with problems.
Yeah.
If you could trade places, you said you'd trade with Reese Witherspoon. Why?
Yes. I think Reese Witherspoon, she's just an amazing role model. She uses like her fame and popularity not to just be a pretty actress, but she promotes a lot for children's education and women's rights, and opened up Hello Sunshine, which is women's stories, and I just think it's really inspiring to see someone do good with all that they're given.
Okay. What would it mean for you to be part of this Apple Blossom Court?
I think it would just mean that I have the opportunity to learn more for myself and represent our community, which I think would be an amazing thing to do and a lot of fun.
So you're the queen. Who do you thank?
Definitely Siobhan and Wendy for helping us out along the way, and Darcy, and probably my family members for giving me a lot of motivation and telling me that I can always do it and stuff.
Okay, very good. You're busy. All the top 10 are crazy busy with your schedules. If you are part of the Royal Court, is there something that you would give up? You might have to give up, and how do you make that choice?
I've been thinking about it because I'm involved. I plan a lot of events for ASB outside of school, which takes up a lot of time. But I think that I wouldn't give up being in ASB and being involved. I'm a leader, so I'm good at delegating tasks to them, so I think I'd still be a big part of that. I just kind of take more of a side role than the main position, which I could easily do.
Be sure to watch the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Brought to you by the Antique Mall of Cashmere. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. WUWV Fruits, home of the G-Whiz brand, where passion meets flavor. Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans. Boswell's Home Furnishings, inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Collins Fashions, real clothes for real women in downtown Wenatchee. Merry Maids, relax, it's done. And Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960.
I'll be with you in apple blossom time.
This is the NCW Life Community Calendar brought to you by LocalTel. Learn more about summer camp programs available in North Central Washington from over 20 organizations at the Summer Camp Fair February 10 at Pybus Market from 10 to 2. Also February 10 is Wenatchee Apollo Club's This Is My Country, a choral tapestry at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. The concert starts at 6:30 p.m. For more information and other community events, visit ncwlife.com.
Why live your life in the dark? At Schmidt Electric, we're one of the oldest and most respected companies in the Pacific Northwest.
Founded by my father in 1960, we have grown from 2 employees to 130.
From small commercial businesses to heavy industrial companies, we employ some of the most respected contractors. We're also a proud member of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers for over 50 years. Call us at Schmidt Electric today.
Grandstrom here on the NCW Life channel as we get to know our top 10 candidates for the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival Royalty Pageant, which is coming up right here on February 10th. Now we're speaking with Ariana Villafuerte, who is the daughter of Julio and Claudia. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. First, before we get all these questions, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I've lived in Wenatchee all of my life actually. I'm a student at the River Academy in my senior year. I've been a student at the River Academy since 8th grade. I went to Eastmont before that. I have 3 brothers, one who is 20, one who is 9, and one who just turned 5. And then, yeah, that's me.
Okay, we'll get into the bio questions here a little bit. First, I wanted to ask you about the conversation with your parents about doing this, about running for Apple Blossom royalty. How long ago did you decide you wanted to do this, and what was that conversation like?
Well, I thought about it around the summertime, and then when it came to attending the mandatory meeting, that's when me and my mom sat down and discussed, like, okay, like, we understand that this is going to take a lot of time, and I'm going to have to work on my schedule and prioritize what needs to be prioritized, and obviously set Apple Blossom and the events above all else. And that way I can be a good representative as well, and then just work with her and my dad on, put into consideration both of my parents' schedule and make everything work so everything works smoothly.
Okay. So it was a productive conversation then? They were happy, they were supportive?
Yeah, very supportive.
Okay. Now, you're not only involved in Key Club, you're the lieutenant governor?
Yes.
I don't know if I'm supposed to salute you.
No.
What is that? How do you get to be lieutenant governor for Key Club?
So how I get to be lieutenant governor, I was actually appointed in by a previous lieutenant governor. And basically what I do as lieutenant governor, I oversee what used to be 4 Key Clubs and now 5 Key Clubs around our area. So there's Wenatchee Key Club, Eastmont, the River Academy, Kashmir, and our newest club, Cascade. So I oversee the clubs and make sure that they're functioning properly, that officers are running meetings as they ought to be, members are paying dues, and I'm basically a liaison from the Pacific Northwest District to our clubs in our area.
That's a lot.
But it's fun.
Yeah. So then do you get to choose your successor to do that?
Yes, and I just recently elected in my incoming lieutenant governor, which is exciting. So she will officially start her lieutenant governor term in April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Breaking news right here on the NCWA channel. So spending time at your grandmother's house, I want to know more about that. What is it about spending time at your grandma's house that you like?
Well, we always go there for holidays, and it's just a place where I've always gone growing up. We actually lived there for quite a while when I was, I want to say, probably 8 or 9. So it's just a second home to me, and we go there for Thanksgiving, New Year's, Christmas, and we celebrate birthdays there as well. And it's just, like I said, always been a second home to me. And it's
comfortable place for you to be then.
Yes, very comfortable, especially just growing up there, so yeah.
What do you call your grandma?
I call her Mom.
Mom?
Yes. It's a funny story actually. It's because she became a grandma at a young age, so she did not enjoy being called grandma for being so young, so she's like, oh, you guys can call me Mom. I'm like, all right. So yeah, she was like a mom, so we just call her Mom.
Gotcha. And if that's what she says, that's the way it goes.
Yep.
You hope to get into nonprofit management. Why?
Because I work with a nonprofit organization right now, United Way, and I love the work that I've been doing with them in Student United Way, so I hope to continue that work in my future.
How did you first get to know about United Way? Who did?
Kenzie English came to one of our Key Club meetings at school, and she invited a bunch of us to attend the meetings. She just briefly mentioned it, and I was like, I want to take that up. So I started going to their meetings, and from there I just became really involved, and I loved it.
Okay. If you could trade places with somebody, you chose Selena, the 80s singer, 90s singer, who unfortunately
passed away. Yes.
Passed away. Why? Why Selena?
Well, I grew up watching her movie. It's a documentary on the life of Selena, and I just always felt so connected to the movie, and like especially when she would perform, like I felt an instant like connection, and I just wanted to dance along to the music. And she's just a Hispanic female that I've always admired and looked up to.
So do you sing too?
No.
Okay, we won't go there. All right. What would it mean for you to be part of the Apple Blossom Royal Court?
What it would mean to me is just opening another door to be involved in this community. And I love the work that I do with Key Club and United Way, and being involved with Apple Blossom just is going to help me learn even more about my community. And like, there's no greater way to be involved in your community than Apple Blossom. It's like Wenatchee's baby, so yeah.
So you're the queen. Coronation night happens, you're the queen. Who do you thank?
Personally, I would like to thank my mom, because she has been my #1 supporter, and she's been just always pushing me and motivating me to do my best. And I mean, she is working so hard to allow me she's working hard so that I can live basically the life that I desire to live. And I think she would be the #1 person I would like to thank.
Okay. With your busy schedule, lieutenant governorship and everything else that you're doing, if you're part of the top 3, I would imagine that something would have to go. You'd have to cut something out. How do you make that choice?
That's actually something that I discussed with my mom as well when we decided to run for Apple Blossom. So honestly, with the responsibilities I hold now, I think it would just be my job at McLenn's. Though I love working there and serving the people, I think that's what would have to go. Yeah, that way I can continue my work in the community.
Be sure to watch the Cashmere Valley Bank Royalty Selection Pageant live on the NCW Life channel Saturday, February 10th, beginning at 6:30. Brought to you by the Antique Mall of Cashmere. Come find your treasure. Apple Valley Honda, where every new Honda comes with a lifetime warranty. Autville Fruits, home of the WUWV brand, where passion meets flavor. Bay Equity Home Loans, your home for loans. Boswell's Home Furnishings, inspiration and comfort for every room in your home. Collins Fashions, real clothes for real women in downtown Wenatchee. Merry Maids, relax, it's done. And Schmidt Electric, serving the West since 1960.
I'll be with you in apple blossom time.
NCW Life Channel, your home for local news, local weather, local sports, and local shows featuring local people covering local topics like Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Let's Learn, Street Talk and other stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel, your local TV station.
And we are back on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live here from Studio 7 here in downtown Wenatchee. If you need to be there by 58 after the hour, you're late. By the way, our Apple Blossom series of interviews that Eric conducted a couple of weeks ago with the Apple Blossom Top 10 candidates, they are available to watch on demand in their entirety just by going to our website. Go to ncwlife.com, click on the Lifestyles icon, and all 10 interviews are available for you to watch and peruse at your own convenience. And of course, on Saturday night at 6:30, we will bring to you live from the Wenatchee High School Auditorium the Royalty Selection Pageant. And then on Wednesday, February 14th, 1 week from today, the 2018 Royal Court. The Queen and the 2 Princesses will be my guests here on this very program. Real quickly, let's do the weather forecast from the National Weather Service. And there it is. Good looking day today. Lots of sunshine, about 54 or 55 for the afternoon high. It's going to be even warmer on Thursday, a little breezy on Thursday. Yeah, heads up on that. Wind will be out of the west about 13 to 23 miles an hour. Could see gusts in the 30-mile-an-hour range on Thursday. Then we calm down and cool down for the weekend. And the passes are fine. No advisories, no restrictions. Have a great Wednesday. Thanks for starting your day with us. We'll see you tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.